Alright, who's ready for another punching tutorial? I am. This video is going to be short and sweet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fix 3 problems that we had in the last video. One of them is this, where I'm able to walk around and punch at the same time. We're going to fix that. We're going to make it so that once you're attacking, you can't move in any direction until you're done attacking. And then the second thing we're going to do is fix this problem right here. See, so like when I'm in midair and I start attacking, gravity just kind of pauses. So we're going to fix that, and we're going to fix this. So like, even if you're way up here and he's way down there, you can still punch him in the face. We're going to make it so that you can only hit him if you're like within a certain height difference. So that if you were way up here, you can't hit them, but if you're maybe like here, you could, right? That's what we're going to do. Alright, objects. You got a character, step event, movement. Scroll all the way down to where you have all your states, and go to your jump state. Now what we're going to do is we are going to pull out this chunk of code here. And this whole chunk of code, we're just going to call that gravity. So right now I'm going to hit CTRL-X. I'm going to cut that, and then we're going to create a script. We're going to call this script SCR gravity, because that's what this chunk of code is going to handle. And let me comment up here. Applies gravity. Right. So after you create your script, come back to your step event for your character, and then come all the way up here. We're gonna apply gravity out here. So call your script. So by pulling out that chunk of code and putting it out here, we now apply gravity to every single state. So regardless of whether you're damaged or you're punching or whatever it is, gravity will always apply to you. So that's step 1. Also, we got to do a couple of modifications here, because otherwise we are going to have problems. For example, this state equals idle. Go back to your gravity script, and we're going to pull that out. We don't want it in our script. We want to apply that over here. So back to your jump state, and say, you know, if z is greater than or equal to z floor, state equals idle. Okay, let's run that, see if it works. Okay, so when I jump and I attack, you can see that gravity is still applying to me, even if I'm punching. So that's kind of what we wanted. So that's problem number 1 fixed. Problem number 2. Now we're going to fix the ability to punch and move at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back up here. I'm going to close my gravity script really quick. Let's see, come back up here and see where we have our switch statement for the actor. So this is what determines whether your character is a human or a CPU NPC. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this chunk of code right here, all this input, and we're going to stick it in a script similar to our gravity. So start from where it says switch, and they grab the whole enchilada all the way down to past break, past default, down to here. Again, CTRL-X to cut, create script, and CTRL-V to paste. And we're going to call this one SCR input. Just going to call it input. Okay. control. So now that we pulled that out, we are going to stick it right here under the idle case, because you want to be able to punch when you're idling or when you're jumping. So we're gonna call our script here, write input, start commenting ser input, and we also wanna, I'm gonna copy this, and we're gonna stick it over here where it says jump, because we also want to be able to attack when we are in the air. So we're gonna call input here too. Alright, let's see if it works. Alright. So attack here, and then there it is. So I'm hitting the right key, and then as soon as I attack, he stops moving. And I can't move until I'm done punching. And I can also do it in the air too, right? Okay. Problem number 2 solved. Let's move on to problem 3. This thing here. Let's fix this. Okay. Back to your code. Close this. And I'm gonna close this. Go to your object hitbox, and then go down to your collision. And what we're gonna do here is we're going to check the difference in height. So we're going to declare a variable called zdiff, short for difference, and I'm going to just comment this: check height difference. That's what we're doing here. So zdiff equals the absolute value of the absolute value of creator.z minus the absolute value of other.z. Right. So what is this absolute? Why are we using so many absolutes here? Well, bam! Diagram time. Love it. Alright, so this is what's happening, right? Got our little guys here. You got one here. And then you got the other one, say, up here in the air, like so. So the way you check height differences, or just differences in general, is you subtract. You subtract this guy's position, his height, and we're going to say that his height is 0 because he's standing on the ground. And then this guy's height is going to be, let's just say 35. Negative 35, right? Remember, game maker's backwards, so negative numbers means you're going up the screen, and positive means you're going down the screen. So we want the difference, so we subtract. And we said we were going to subtract whoever is doing the attacking, right? Their z minus the other person's z. So since this guy's doing the attacking, it would be negative 35 minus 0. And that gives you what? Negative 35. So we want to simplify our life, right? We want to say that if you're past a certain height, you can't damage the person below you. Like, you have to be within a certain height. And for us, we're going to say 20 pixels, right? 20 pixels. So if you're within 20 pixels of height, you could damage the opponent. But if once you're past that height, you can't hurt them anymore. So the problem with that is that we have this negative number right now. So we can't say, come back over here. We can't do like if zdiff is less than 20 pixels, hurt the other guy. And you can't say that because this is a negative, so it's always less. So what we need to do is we need to turn this into a positive. And the way you do that is you call absolute ABS. So what ABS does is just it drops the sign and turns this into a positive number, which is why we're calling absolute value of the creator's z height and the absolute value of the other person's z. However, there are still some circumstances where this wouldn't work. For example, if let's say this guy was standing on a platform, so his height would be like negative 10, and then this guy would be negative 35. So what happens here is that if you have 35 minus 10, it works. 25, positive number. However, if this guy was actually down here, then we would have a problem, because then you would have 10 minus 35, and then again it gives you a negative number, and we don't want that. We want positive numbers. So that's why once we do this math, we make sure that we don't get any negative numbers at the end. So we say absolute value of whatever the result from here is. Let's do the absolute value of that, so that we drop that negative and we just have a nice, pretty, positive number, so that we can run our check. So once we do that, we can say if the z difference is less than 20, and it's 20, you guys can mess around with that. 10, 15, 30, I don't know, whatever you want. So if your height difference is less than 20 pixels, then you should be able to damage your opponent. Alright, so let's see if it works. Okay, here we go. So I can damage him down here, and I can't damage him when I'm up here. Right? Only until I get like within a certain height. Right here. Boom. You can time it, you can hit him. Bang. But you can't hit him when you're up here. So that solves problem number 3. Alright guys. We've made it to that part of the show where we play a game called Name That Tune. I'll give you guys an easy one. I'm gonna play a quick little tune, a chunk of the tune, and you tell me what the name of the song is, and I'll give you a shout out on the next video. Here it goes. Ready?